Okay. Now,
Well, if you don't know my name already, it's Damien. Thank you all for being here today. I will somewhat be leaning on a script that I wrote. Thank you, Virtual World. I've always enjoyed being more on the sidelines and affecting change versus being the one with the microphone. So public speaking really is not my forte. I think it might be because I come from a very quiet, small, rural town in the mountains of New Hampshire. It's a place so small that it doesn't even have a stoplight. So first, I want to thank my lovely wife who's here today and my daughter for believing in me and supporting me. I want to thank all my instructors and fellows here at Pursue It for giving me the tools for success. I actually had the joy of getting to know the whole 7.0 fellows and instructors because I switched from day schedule to night schedule for childcare reasons. So it has been a real joy making so many friends and creating lots of connections. So my story, I've had many work and life experiences that brought me here, but I would like to start with a moment in my life that define a lot of those experiences. It's kind of difficult, but when I was in the second grade, my 4 brothers and I became children of a single mom who only had a high school degree, who took any job she could, from cleaning, painting houses to make ends meet. Every day I was reminded of our economic insecurity by waking up to my mom crying that she didn't have any money to buy food or pay for the house we were living in. She managed to keep the house with many charity fundraisers in town, but this also came at a cost with social class bias that was created when kids of certain families just stopped hanging out with my family. So my self-esteem was greatly negatively affected by this economic circumstance and lack of parental guidance. I never went to college. I didn't graduate high school. It wasn't until much later in life that I tackled the challenge of school. From the age of 12, I found every possibility to not be at home, which eventually led me to getting my own place at 16. It was okay though, because I found I was making decent money working in construction during the day and a line cook at night, and had plenty of money to party and get into trouble. But the problem was I never imagined that I could be an engineer, a doctor, or be among the ranks of these skilled professionals. So this moment of becoming a software engineer really bookends that moment in my life that started nearly 30 years ago. So I'm now excited to be in a position where I can not only do something that stimulates my intellectual curiosity and something that I love to do, but also ensures that the insecurities I experienced as a child will not affect my daughter. So although it was recently that I discovered a love for software engineering, the field overlaps a great deal with many of my work and life experiences over the past 20 years. These experiences feel like they were my stepping stones for this seemingly new joy. So after 9/11, I was what, 19 at that point. So I wanted to get involved with more of what was going on in the world. So I joined an anti-war movement, which brought me into community organizing, managing congressional candidates, youth movements, nonprofits that focused on a range of goals from solving economic policy problems to promoting cultural integrity. So this joy of mine of software engineering actually comes from a place that overlaps many disciplines. And during this political activist period, I was involved in many studies that range from the history of political policies to the studies of cultural Renaissance periods, to the history of human thought in general, which involved philosophy, metaphysics, and science going all the way back to ancient Greece. I bring this up because while I was involved in these studies, I discovered a way of thinking about problems that transcends any problems per se. And that was to simply train myself how to play with an idea from a top-down approach. while at the same time analyzing its parts, how the whole acts with the part and the parts act with the whole. Similarly to how you would learn a musical piece. That is being able to think and play with a whole complex process in your mind. So my personal discovery was actually becoming more skilled at cognition itself, where the idea doesn't exist in the medium like the piano keys, or the notes, but it's about putting the idea in the creative imagination to play with. This self-discovery has allowed me to never shy away from any challenge. It was the turning point in my life, where this childhood insecurity was no longer a problem. I finally felt like I was in control of my life, and it is very relevant to programming today. So fast forward to a little over 2 years ago, I found myself in a very similar situation as my childhood. While I was in school for engineering, my daughter was on her way into this world, and I felt the weight of economic insecurity. The salary for the job I attained at the IT department at the college I was attending didn't even pay half our overpriced market rate apartment. I was determined to not repeat my childhood. Another 4 years of studying engineering was out of the question, so I completed my associates in mathematics and took on contracting jobs and whatnot, along with the IT job. But I wanted to keep the IT job because this is where I wanted to go. Even though it was in networking, I wanted to go the software engineering route. I just needed to find the right opportunity out there that would give me the tools to make it happen. When a friend of mine, and I think he might be here today, Will Van, told me about Pursuit. Thank you, Will. You've been a great mentor this whole entire period. I put my whole heart into the application, and I'm truly grateful for the opportunity. The Pursuit program really focuses on solving real world problems while developing us as not only engineers, but people. So now I'm here at Cedar and more excited every day to learn something new about building our application. So when I went to Cedar's info session, I got to meet, we saw Mike here and a few others, but also Hannah. I don't think she was able to make it today, but I wanted to throw a shout out to her. Not knowing that Hannah would be my interviewer, help recruit me and become my new manager, I actually had reached out to her after the info session to ask more about her experience at Cedar, because I saw in her a lot of drive and excitement. She has been at Cedar since its infancy, and she has so much success in her career. So thank you, Hannah, for selecting me and seeing in me what I saw in you, which was a lot of drive. Thank you. I also want to throw a shout out to my squad for all the encouragement they have already given me, and warm welcome. Several of them are here today. I'd also like to mention Ethan, especially, who is very creative and sharp-minded. He was also part of the process of interviewing me and selecting me. He is my engineering manager and mentor. Ethan is an awesome team builder and always available in helping me get up to speed with something in the application. He got me focused and welcomed me to the team with such unforgettable good nature. I'm very excited every day to be part of the process and part of the team. Thank you again, Ethan, for selecting me. I really feel blessed. All that said, I'm so excited that this is just the start of my career, and I want to close by sharing a little reflection I've had about Pursue It in the naming of this fellowship. I think we are all here because we are here for the pursuit of happiness, which is, to me, is having the opportunity to do something with my life that has meaning. There are so many things in tech that I will be able to do that will touch the lives of millions or even more. And I think that is what we do with this fellowship. We give people the tools to make a difference in the world. So thank you, Pursue It, and Cedar for the amazing opportunity. And thank you everyone here today for listening to my story. I will now ring the gong. If I can get, sorry, I didn't share my screen.
Congratulations,
Damien.
Damien, that was amazing.
Let's go.
Thank you for sharing.
Congratulations.
Damien.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Woo!
Congratulations.